Does your team spend countless hours trying to find answers to queries within your CRM, searching through endless records, then trying to make sense of it all once they eventually find it? I'm going to walk through just two of the many possibilities of how easy it is to build a CRM agent within Tray's Merlin Agent Builder. All right, so I'm going to put my marketing hat on here for a second. And what I want to do is interface with my agent to help me create a marketing campaign. So on the left-hand side, I have my agent. On the right-hand side, I have my Salesforce dev environment. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to create a campaign within Salesforce. So provided it with some basic information that might come from like a marketing brief, like the campaign name, as well as the start date and the end date of the campaign, just some rough information. Now, if I didn't provide this information, it would actually ask me to provide it. So in this case, I gave it everything it needed to fill out the rest of the information. So here we go. It's repeating back to me that, hey, our naming convention actually needs to be in this format. So it's renaming it for me to follow my internal SOP documentation it's been trained on. So that could be referenced within a Google Doc or a Notion doc, or just directly uploaded into Tray. It can ingest that information to ground the agent in how it should be thinking about completing tasks, like nomenclature. So here's the information. It's asking me to confirm it. I'm just going to confirm it real quick just to make sure. Human in the loop in, just to verify when creating records. I've asked to confirm with me. Now, you don't have to have that if you wanted to move much quicker, but I figured it's a nice little review, approve, and then you can just kind of move on. So here's the campaign that's been created. I'm going to just refresh Salesforce. Here's my campaign. Everything here looks great. Now what I'm going to do is add some content. So I'm going to jump back to my agent. I'm going to give it some additional instructions. I want to find all contacts within Salesforce where VP is in the title, and I want to add them to the campaign that we just created. So we were working with the campaign object. Now we're going to be querying the contact object, finding contacts, and then creating those contacts as campaign membership records within the campaign object within Salesforce. So our agent has the ability to go from object to object, as well as fill in any field within the object that you've given it access to, the ability to either update or create. So campaign membership records have been created. There were two of them. So if I go back to Salesforce, I refresh this real quick. Now we can see here our two contacts, Brandon Walton and Stephen Smith, have been added to those campaigns. So this is just a quick overview of how marketing might think about creating campaigns, leveraging a Tray agent within their CRM. All right, so I'm going to switch gears here for a second and put on my go-to-market hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leverage the same agent just a little bit differently, and I am going to ask it to check to see if there are any accounts up for renewal within the next 30 days that might be at risk. So we have two different custom fields on the account right now. One of them is an account health score, and then the other one, of course, is their renewal date of whenever their contract is up for renewal. So I'm asking it to kind of create a custom query for me just kind of on the fly. So as a salesperson, I don't want to have to like create a report and kind of navigate Salesforce very slowly and clunkily, and like having to just kind of know what fields are there and what values to put in. It can be very cumbersome for a salesperson to understand all of it. With an agent, we can have the agent just handle all of that for the salesperson. So here we go. There's actually one account at risk, which I happen to know is correct because I've updated it. The account name is Cypress Learning, and then the renewal date is July 10th, and the account health is poor. So yikes, I might want to actually follow up with that account before the renewal date just to make sure everything is going good, and maybe I can address any concerns ahead of it. So what I'm going to ask the agent to do here is I'm going to ask it to create a task for me. So I want to I want to create a task related to the contact at the account as well as the account itself. So it's going to kind of create the task on the task object. It's going to relate it to the account. It's going to relate it to the contact. And then I've also asked it to draft an email for me and put it into the details of that task. So here we go. The task has been created. It's been related to Brandon Walton, which is the contact. The follow-up date is July 3rd, which is a week out from the renewal dates. And then I've also have the draft email there. So let's just double check that it's there. Let me go into my Cypress Learning account. So here's my account. Here's my task that was just created. Let me jump into that here real quick. So it's assigned to me, which is great. It's assigned, it's related to Brandon. It's related to Cypress Learning. All of that looks great. And then here's a draft of my email. And you can see that has the personalization already because it knows who the contact is. And then it has drafted an email that I can just copy and paste into my email client, maybe tweak it and edit it a little bit, and then click send. So you can see here how an agent can actually help sales manage their book of business. And this is just one use cases around maybe opportunities and putting in call notes on those different opportunities and managing the different stages of the opportunities, just kind of keep everything clean and tidy within Salesforce. So this is a really good go-to-market kind of sales use case where sales teams might want to use an agent